So tell me about competitive swimming. What is it like to be from such a young age, just like in a competitive sport like that?
I thought about that in a long time. So here's the reason I ended up in competitive swimming is I'm the oldest of five, and it was something that my parents could do to keep us out of trouble. So we didn't end up running the streets. And my cousin actually swam with Mark Spitz out in California. So very high level swimming. And my mom and dad, my mother's, his mom was my mother's sister. And so my parents decided, okay, we're putting all the kids in swimming. And that actually ended up, I've looked back because as a female, I'm seeing lots of podcasts for men and women on working out, on starting later in life, etc. And it's never too late to start. I actually started my mother on and father on a weight program when he had a stroke when I think he was 76, mom was 75. My mother's now 101. So that really, that gives you a good example of why muscle's so important. But competitive swimming taught me a lot about, as a swimmer, you're on a team, but you're competing against yourself and you're working as a team. And you're setting goals, you're doing visualization, you're doing a lot of things that when I graduated from university, from college, it's funny, I put that whole competitive swimming experience aside because now I was in business. And about a year into it, I realized, oh my goodness, all these lessons that I learned as a competitive swimmer and the consistency, persistency, etc. I really am grateful that my parents did that. And we were known as the swimming Hockers. We had someone in every age group. It was pretty funny. My father was a very successful engineer in the petroleum industry with legislation, all kinds of things. But he used to laugh. He said, I'd get on a plane and, you introduce yourself. My name is, and invariably someone would say of the swimming Hockers because we were pretty well known in Oklahoma where I grew up.
Was it difficult to, like, when you inevitably stopped swimming, what was that? Was that hard to, like, step away from something that was...
Oh, I was tired of swimming 10 miles a day. So it was like relief. And it's funny, people would say, let's go to the pool. And I'm thinking, I don't know what to do at a swimming pool except swim laps. What do you do at a pool? Since then, I've chilled a little. But when I stepped away, I was actually really glad because we got up at 5:30 in the morning. I swam in junior high and high school. Got up at 5:30, swam from 6 to 8, then went straight to school, usually with wet hair. And I had really long hair. And then in the evening, swam again for 2 hours. Sometimes I would just sleep in my swimsuit, as a kid, because you had to get up again at 5:30. So I swam all the way through college. I swam on a scholarship. Well, I swam on the men's team, and then Title IX came along, and then I got a scholarship. And so by the time I graduated, I was ready to stop. And one of my sisters actually still swims masters, and she's nationally ranked. She's a distance swimmer. But since I'm in the business world and I actually own my own business, work for myself, that's competitive enough. So that's how I transitioned to yoga. And I always say biz lessons from yoga, which is about staying on your own mat, competing against yourself, working to your edge. All those things translate to business. But yeah, I'm grateful that my parents needed to keep 5 kids out of trouble.